Hi guys, Guy in Kalamazoo here from My Window to Yours. I'm gonna be a little short on this video, but I have to tell you guys something. I had a life event over the past few weeks, and happened February 23rd. I was at work actually giving a presentation. Let me get my breath. But anyway, I had heart failure. That's what happened. And on this past Monday, I had open heart surgery. And on Friday, I'm now home again. So, yeah, I still have the COPD, but what I was complaining about, shortness of breath, all of that, what it led ultimately to is I had a aortic valve. I don't want to say explode. Don't want to go into dramatics, but it ripped, and the doctor figures it's congenital. It has probably been a small little hole in my valve for a very long time, and decided during my presentation, I wasn't excited, nothing. It was just a standard work day, and boom. The thing is, I never ever lost consciousness during the thing. I just could not get my breath at all. I need to very much, where I work for Kalamazoo Community Mental Health. And the building that we're on is a Kalamazoo County Health Campus. So I work on a fourth floor. The first floor is the Kalamazoo County Health Department. And they have actual registered nurses. I think they have a on-call or on-duty doctor, too. But they literally saved my life. All I remember is looking at my boss at that meeting I had. And I was so excited about the meeting. It was about Power BI. I think I've even talked about it on this channel before. And I was so happy. And I may be not nervous, because I'm not nervous in giving speeches or presentations, but just the excitement, I think, of the product I was presenting, and the speech was going good, but then all of a sudden, boom, just my breath. And I told my boss, I looked at him, I said, I need to get this inhaler, my CombiVent. I use this for my COPD. And I left the conference room, walked down the hallway to my office. I couldn't even get there. I got about 3 or 4 doors down, and a lady I work with in accounting contacted the ambulance right away. Somebody ran downstairs, got the nursing staff. They are, like I say, they're the ones who saved my life. They ran upstairs with oxygen, and I guess for them too, I also put them through a little bit of a training exercise in a way, because I remember them trying to fumble around with the parts of the oxygen. They've probably not used it in a while, but it was a small little tank with the oxygen mask, and they had different oxygen masks. They said, let's try this one, but I have to credit them for saving my life, and also the accounting team and my own IT team for being there. And one in particular in accounting, I remember, I love Sandy Patty as a singer. I'm not going to get into religious aspects and all this. I enjoy all types of music. I enjoy gospel, and there's a song called "The Hand on My Shoulder." Sorry, but look it up. I'll put a link to the song. And I remember this guy from accounting kept saying, "It's going to be all right, Brad. It's going to be all right." Him and I hardly ever talk ever. But he had continuous. They sat me in a chair. They opened up windows. Because I wasn't even in a room. I was in the middle of the hallway, and again, not passed out. I never ever lost consciousness, but I just remember his hand on my shoulder all that time. So I credit so many people for getting me through this. So they had the oxygen on me, and I would say it was about 5, not even 10 minutes later, the ambulance was there, and they kept, I remember the EMT guy. He was kind of cute too. His eyes were beautiful. People say I have beautiful eyes, but his eyes were like very golden brown. They were beautiful, but there's certain things during this event that happened I remember, and one of those things are his eyes, and he just kept looking at me directly and saying, "It will be okay, you're going to be okay, just breathe," because they were trying to control my labored breathing. And sorry guys, I don't know. Now I need a towel. I don't have one. It's okay. So yeah, anyway, if you guys want to continue on, I'm going to continue on with this, what happened to me some. I don't really have a gaming update, so outside of jump to work, got a big update as soon as I turned it on. But this is going to be primarily a health story. So if you guys are just here for gaming, I apologize. You can go. Okay. But so the ambulance got me to Borges Medical Center, which is right down the street. And that's a hospital that I've always went to my whole life. My family's gone. My mom used to work there many years ago. Not for the hospital, but one of their providers. So anyway, I got to the ER. I was in the ER for a good... They got me stabilized. They put is it called a CPAC, I think, on me. And they told me, which I had to agree to, I was very close to going to ICU, and they were going to put a breathing tube in me. And I said, yeah, that'd be fine. But I think it's CPAP, I don't know, medical people would know this. I don't, and I'm sorry. Anyway, that is finally stabilized my breathing. And they got me stable. And they probably gave me a sedative and IVs and all that, I'm sure, too. But by 5 o'clock that afternoon, I was admitted to the hospital. This was Thursday. Then they ran a series of tests. And they knew I had a stress test. I think I even talked about this on prior videos of mine. I had a stress test last December, and the reading did show something going on with my aortic valve. But they said, oh, it's not a big concern, just we'll retest in a year. It was a big concern. And so the cardiologist had come up. They had given me, I think on Friday, they gave me an external echocardiogram. Then they gave me an internal cardiogram. I think it was on Saturday morning they gave me a heart cath. I think that was Saturday morning. I've been through a lot of tests. Anyway, it was determined. They determined what happened. Because they said they could see the blood flow, but it would go right back into my kidneys. The bad blood, I guess. And the valve just was not capturing. I'm sorry. Sorry for that towel, guys. But the blood was not capturing what it should have been. So I had to have a valve replacement, and they told me I was not leaving the hospital. It was going to be done. They scheduled it for this past Monday, and that's it. Okay, so during this time in the weekend, something else happened very, very odd. And I don't know if it was a direct result of this or if it was just hype because I had family at the time in the room and things were going on. Anyway, I got super, dizzy, like I was going to pass out. And then my right hand was like this, and I could not even move it. They asked me to move it. I could not. I can now. But what they figure, it was a pinched nerve, and my hand literally, just from my fingers down to my elbow, went pretty much paralyzed. So it was the very first MRI I've ever had. And I don't know, I'm sure you guys are familiar MRIs. I don't ever want to do one again. And I'm not even claustrophobic. Oh my God. Because I see this metal mask being like screwed down so my head wouldn't move. And then they put a breastplate on me too, so my like upper body would not move. Then they put me in this very tight tunnel. I just closed my eyes. I could see a light and I could hear them a little bit, but oh my God, the MRI, along with the heart cath that I had too, came out clear. Both things came out very clear. It is still a mystery as to why this hand went paralyzed. I'm serious. They ran me through a battery of tests, neurological tests. I could not move it. Eventually I could, and then they asked me to take a pen and try to write my name. I couldn't. I had no motor skills. But then it did come back. So that happened. Then there was Sunday. Monday was a surgery. Okay. Viewer discretion advised. I'm just going to show this just real quick. This is... That's it. That is the extent of the incision. It was about, I'm going to say about 6-7 inches. They did not have to cut me all the way down, splay it open, any of that. They replaced my heart. They gave me one of these, which I need to. This is a lifesaver too. If I need to cough, anything, sneeze, whatever, I've got this heart pillow. The doctor mentions is a I'm part cyborg now. 23 millimeter St. Jude Regent mechanical valve. February 27, 2017, and then the doctor signed the pillow. Other people signed, and they even show right there the valve that was replaced. They even put a marker on there. So yeah, Borges Heart Institute, great place. Of course now, also that came along with this, not only Combivent, I've been taking a form of Lipitor for a good 15 years. I've been taking, for my acid reflux, a prescription strength Prilosec for about the same amount of time. Now I'm on 10 more. With the mechanical valve, one thing I have to be on is Coumadin. And let me show you something. Again, viewer discretion advised. Can you see this? Yeah, I guess that's not too bad. But things like this are on my body. And those of you guys who are on any sort of blood thinner recognize things like that. The bruising. But Coumadin, they gave me a choice when it came to the valve. I could get a pig valve, a cow valve, or this mechanical one. The mechanical one was recommended because the others in 10 years, you pretty much have to replace them. And I did not want to go through this again in 10 years. So, with the mechanical one thing, the drawback is you have to be on Coumadin the rest of your life. And if you stop at any point along the way, you run a risk of stroke. The issue there is, if I have these and these need fixed, I need some major teeth work done. In fact, my gum disease, they were thinking could have been a factor in this valve, or even an aggravation in this valve failing. But I have to get my teeth done. But anyway, Coumadin is a factor in any of this, and now I have to be very careful of when I cut myself, all of that. So, yeah, and then I have all these instruments like this. Which I can get to, the doctor wants me to get up to here. That was my highest right here. A normal person, I'm sure, can hit it up here, but the lung capacity, I can get it. And then I'm supposed to sustain it. You guys have seen these two, I'm sure. But this is a breathing exercise I should do about 3 or 4 times an hour. Then I can't remember the name of this. I call it the pickle. And as I'm breathing in, it's forcing my lungs back open. All of this with just, and now like about 10 new prescriptions. Out of the 10, one's like a painkiller, Norco. Oh, thank God for that Norco. Taking it minimally and only when I need. I'm supposed to maybe take it 4 times an hour. And I understand the doctor. The doctor's like, no, go ahead and take it. Because when they want me up and they want me around, I understand that. In fact, I had asked for a handicap sticker on a car, just a temporary one, and I can't drive yet, and I won't be able to drive for a few weeks. But they refused it. They said, no, we're not going to give you a handicap sticker because we want you walking. So, but in the meantime, the next steps. I've got a blood pressure machine. I've got a weight machine. Why is my phone doing that? Or weight scales. Temperature gauge. What else? All my pills. I do have visiting nurses coming twice a week for the next few weeks. Because they're going to be taking my Coumadin level. And what's interesting is after, I think they said about 3 months with my Coumadin level, is I can get a machine to do it myself and then send in the data through the internet. And they do adjustments, I guess, according to that. And but what I'm doing is twice a day when I get up and then at night, they want me to record, take a diary. And so I've got an Excel spreadsheet. And it's saved in my OneDrive, the cloud, Microsoft Cloud, which I tout very big. Any sort of OneDrive or cloud drive like this is good, because what I've done is I save the Excel file, I write the date, the time, whatever the statistic is, my temperature, my weight, whatever it happens to be. Oh, I took my pills at this time. Oh, I took a pain pill at this time. Oh, I did my COM event at this time. But it's a medical record. But what I'm able to do, and through the power of the magic of the cloud, this is a good thing about the cloud, is share it with my nurse and share it like with Chris. I just type in an email address, and even though it's in my personal OneDrive, I'm sharing this with, so my nurse can pull it up at any time and see my stats. Now, me being the IT person I am, and I'm sure there's a way to do this, and maybe I'll have time to do it, is automatically record these things like this. I'm sure there's a way. This is not electronic, but I could type it in and record it. But no, the weight scales. Like I get on the scales and it records to the computer automatically. I used to do stuff like that at Kellogg, and it was rewarding for me, rewarding work. So, okay, in the midst of all this, we have a 2-story house. Chris has been, thank you, babe, thank you, my husband. He's been wonderful, and he's been scared out of his mind. But we have a 2-story house. The bedrooms are upstairs. We have 1 bedroom downstairs. He's been using his room. His room is now, I'm going to pan. Let's see. That is now his room. He's moved his room into the dining room temporarily, and his room has now become our bedroom, and it's very nice to have it down here. is very nice. Everything's worked out. My Xbox, I moved from the living room to that room. I've not played a lot of Xbox yet. I have played, as I alluded to, I played Gems of War. There was a big update. I also know on the day of my heart failure, Titanfall 2 had a big update. I've not played it yet. I don't want to get too excited yet, and Gems of War leads itself to not too much excitement. It's a nice casual game to play. So anyway, all that's done. Now my computer used to be here in this corner. And right now he's just unplugged it, put it upstairs. I'm gonna have him take one of the monitors, put it on, and in my free time, being the programmer I am, I'm sure there's apps out there for this already, but I want to take my Excel spreadsheet and just create a database program for me, for health records. And so when the nurse comes in, she can actually go to my computer, look at it, and, whatever. It's just a side thing. I doubt it would ever become anything. So anyway, guys, it's 20 minutes. I'm going to cut this, not short, but I'm going to end it here. I want to let you guys know, and I thank you for all your love and support. And one thing I can summarize or say, and I mentioned this on Facebook the other day, I am not going to become one of those people. I'm a 30-year smoker. I am not going to become one of those people that harp on others, you have to stop smoking. I was just, because being a smoker, you get so angry and so tired of hearing that, it just makes you want to smoke more. I know that. There will be a day when you're going to want to say, you know what, I'm done. And my day was April 9th of last year. It's been almost 1 year since I quit smoking. The other thing is, oh yeah, my arm. I gotta move my arm some. The chest tube they put right here, and that is the biggest pain that I have right now is the chest tube. It's not even this incision, it's where the chest tube was. What was I saying? I can't remember, guys. I can't remember. I was moving my arm and it just all of a sudden hurt. The health. I am on a heart-healthy diet. That does not mean I'm not limited to certain things. It's just been advised I cut sodiums, I cut fats, fatty foods, stuff like that. And that's a lifestyle change that Chris and I want to do anyway. We're not going to become health nuts. I'm not going to go run for the health of it, which is a Borges marathon. I'm not going to any sort of marathons or anything like that anytime soon. One thing I do want to do, though, by my birthday, which is a goal here in 6 months. 6 months from tomorrow, it's going to be my 50th birthday. Chris has been wanting to get bikes. I want to get a bike. We have friends that bike, and we have wonderful trails, biking trails around the Kalamazoo area to use. So that's something I do want to work myself up and do. I've got the visiting nurses coming. I've got occupational therapy, in fact, is going to be coming, I think, next week. And the occupational therapy, they're going to work on, like, when I did just have this pain here. I've got to be active. They're going to help me work it out. So, anyway, guys, from my window to yours, take care of yourself. And I'm just glad to be alive and be able to make this video for you guys right now. So yeah, take care. Comments welcome. And yeah, take care. And I think, what is coming on? Oh, Juventus. My calendar's reminding me there's a Juventus game coming on. Okay, guys. So yeah, we'll speak to you soon. Take care.